Hello. Hi, guys. Happy Wednesday. Hello. Welcome to you guys can't see all my Christmas stuff. All my Christmas stuff, with the exception of my pillows. Everything's decorated. The presents are under the tree. All my little lights are on, my little garlands and things. I like it. And it's cold. And it's getting cold out. It's starting to do its thing. Let's see. Rickle Eater. How's everyone's day today? Auntie Ann, hello everyone. Brian from the Vineyard Farmhouse, hello. Dana, hello. What's going on? Tammy Merritt says hello to Auntie Ann. David Glunt, good evening everyone. I don't know why I said that the way I did, but it felt like it needed to be said that way. I never know. Neil S. is in the house. Randy Moore says hello, everyone. Jerry Jones says hello. Jen says, hey, lady. Hi, lady. Old Man King Homestead says, good evening. I love cows. I love cows too. Sorry I changed my name, but I don't know what your name was before. So I don't know. I don't know what you used to be. I love cows, but I love cows too, in all their forms. Glenn and Shannon Salty Life says, hey y'all. Tim Mason is also in the house. Todd's Adventures, hello. Jerry Jones says, hi Auntie Ann, how you doing? Greg is here. Good evening all. Cricketer. Gotcha. Okay, there we go. Used to be cricketer, now you love cows. I love cows better than gotcha. Okay, you just changed it, like in the course of this conversation. Gotcha. I was very confused there, but that's okay. Selvino, hello. What's going on? I love it. Steve C is in the house. I love it. Hello, guys. Whew. Country Cowgirl, do y'all still have the horse? Yes, we still have Beulah. She is living her best life. She's eating amazing pasture out there, and her body conditioning is coming right along. So she's doing good. We have not made glue. You like horses better than cows? Well, I mean, I mean, you could, but I mean, I wouldn't want to eat a horse, but I would, if I needed to, I would eat a cow and I will pet a cow. So I feel like, like one of those little Highland cows like Chrissy has from Paragon. Yeah. I love it. How old is the house? Let me try to remember. I want to say the 69 or 70, somewhere in there, somewhere in that range, I believe. The people that originally had this property that like started it actually still go to my church. And so the house is very different from when they started. And then it's changed hands, I guess 3 times since then, actually. But they didn't have, I don't think they had this house. The property used to be bigger and it got sectioned down. So there's another house on the other parcel. And I think that's where they lived. And then this house was built later, is my understanding of how that went down. So there you have it. Steve C says, I won't be able to stay long, but I wanted to come in and say, hey. Heartland HQ with Dink and Tink. Hello. Yes, baby cow. That's right. Chrissy's baby cow. That's right. Yeah, I wouldn't want to eat a horse. Evelyn Newman, hello. I wore your earrings yesterday. Today I'm wearing these though. I'm wearing my peppermint wheels. My Christmas peppermint wheels. But I did have my little Evelyn, for those of you who don't know, she made these beautiful, like turquoisey, not turquoisey, but turquoise, like that turquoise marble, where it's got the kind of more veins in it that I like. Anyway, little cross earrings that She gave a bunch of us at the meetup at the Mid-American meetup last year, or this. Well, I guess technically this year, but but yeah. Um, Stop doing weird things, computer. Oh, guys, poor Mel. I don't know if any of you got the notification earlier that Mel was live for their 100K thing like I did. Because I saw a few people in there trying to talk to her, going, "What's going on? Why are you buffering?" She's having some glitches in the matrix today. So let's all just send Mel some good energy that she can get it squared away by the time they go live after us at 7, because she's struggle bussing right now. I was just talking to them in the chat and in our little family thing. And she was like, I got a new webcam and I was having to adjust things in the background and the settings. And somehow it sent out a new notification to everybody about this old live. And she's like, I'm trying to set up what? Okay. Skylar just caught a bug and ate it off the couch. I don't want to know where that bug came from, but at least it's now gone. Um, good job, Sky. So yeah, so that's a hot mess. We've all been there too, we've all been there with computers randomly doing things, and when you're editing or when you're live is the worst, because then you really can't do anything but start over. And sometimes technology is kind of a pain. So, are Highland cows the ones with the long hair that covers their eyes? Yes. Yes. And you see the ones that are what do they call them? There's the miniature ones that are like the dwarf. I don't know what they classify them as. They don't get as big as the traditional big ones. I love them. I think they're beautiful and kind of fun. They're kind of fun, but yeah. Hello, hiking with Jackie Boy. The squirrels have escaped. Yes, exactly, Greg. The squirrels have escaped. I know. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. What is new on the farm right now? This time of year is a little bit of a holding pattern for a lot of reasons. All of my birds are really young, so they're in their, they're all pullets, and so they're coming into their first season of laying, and it just happened to coincide with right when we started to get shorter days, and some of them I would have thought would have started laying already, because I have different breeds, but they haven't, and so I'm just sort of in a holding pattern, waiting for my eggs. I'm just waiting for my eggs to start coming in. And Kusi's doing well. He's just getting bigger and bigger, and the goats are doing well. They've got their winter coats in now, and they're just kind of hunkering down more with the colder weather. That's normal. And Beulah's winter coat has come in, and she's enjoying. Still has pasture out there, obviously, but we had cut the other pasture and baled it, and so we did give her a bale at the beginning of this month, just so she could start getting used to it too, because she's never had a round bale. And she's almost completely decimated it, but she's still like out there foraging and finding stuff, because under the leaf cover where it's warmer, there's still a lot of green. So she's been kind of and finding stuff. So she's still living her best life out there. But nothing, right now it's like hunting season. So every chance that they can get to go out there, the two of them, they're out there trying to get venison for the freezer, so that's kind of right now what's going on. Hey girl, I was just telling them to like send you good vibes because you were having issues with your I said, if some of you got a notification that SLR was going live, but it was an old live. So yeah, hopefully you're able to get that all worked out, because that's frustrating and annoying, and I hate when things don't work when they're supposed to. It's annoying. It is so annoying. Urban Farmer, good evening. Good evening. What's going on? Yes, I do talk about eggs a lot. I guess I do. That's true, Paul. You're about to go Office Space on this fish. I love it. I know. Just Yeah, just flip a table when in doubt, right? Just flip a table. I'm telling you, sometimes the way when we first started doing lives years ago, you had like YouTube didn't have a interface for it. So you had to go through a separate operating system, and setting that up and making it work properly was an absolute nightmare. So thank goodness now it's way easier than it used to be, but that used to be my biggest nemesis. I was always trying like, and if you did one little thing wrong, the whole thing was, oh gosh, I hated it. It was awful. So Frankie did not go hunting by herself. She was going to yesterday, but um, they both forgot that they had choir practice last night. And so she was like, if I get one tonight, then I'm gonna have to miss choir practice because I'm gonna be out there gutting a deer. And if I get it early enough in hunting and I am able to do that, I'm gonna have to show up to choir practice like covered in blood. And she's like, I just feel like that's probably not a good idea. So I'm just gonna skip tonight. And then tonight she's at youth. So I think, and tomorrow night she's actually has an FFA meeting, so she won't be able to go hunting tomorrow evening because she'll get home late. So Friday night is looking like her night to go hunting this week because she doesn't have, yeah, I mean, she can go Saturday morning too, but this week she thought she was going to get to hunt like 2 or 3 times this week and it did not happen. So, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. But it's no bueno. I'm sorry. I've missed a lot of comments. Sometimes it's hard when I'm by myself, you know. And she made that tree stand, guys. I didn't get it. I should have taken a picture of it or some video of it, but those of you that didn't watch Sipping and Spilling, shame on you. But um, Frankie took home a messed up Christmas tree that hadn't been used in years from church that they wanted to use on the float, but the tree stands for them were all broken and we couldn't get a replacement for it. And so she said, oh, I'm going to build one. So she did. On Monday night, she went out there and Mike helped her a little bit, but she like designed it and like figured out how to do it and got all the things and they drilled the center out and it's a little wooden tree stand that this fake tree goes in now for the float that they're going to use for the youth. So it's kind of cool. She is a cool kid. I dig her. Thank you. Just one of my little rants about my kid because I get excited about her when she does cool stuff. But she does cool stuff all the time. Jeremiah Wilmore, just started watching your videos and they are awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Today was the first time I spoke to Hey Google and I've been arguing for hours. I believe that. I believe that. No pace. Ah, I believe it. Sorry, trying to catch up on a couple comments here, but I'm not seeing where I missed, but I don't know. They have not gotten a deer yet. I'm hoping that this weekend they'll get one. Our weather and travel pattern for the deer is a little different in our little area. And if memory serves, Mike didn't get his first deer last season until the beginning of December when they were really kind of out. Plus, with the full moon, it's so bright out, they're just coming out at dark and not at dusk or not at when the sun at sunset. What the heck was that on my computer? Oh, a leaf. Of course, there's a leaf on my computer because why wouldn't there be? So not yet, but Thunderstick Homestead says, I've gone to church multiple times in bloody camos, but I'm that dude, no flips given. You know, and it was just choir practice. It wasn't like actually going to church. But there's a lot of I don't know, some of the people in the choir probably would have been like, bless them, but I think they would have been a little shocked by her showing up bloodied. But I have gone to the grocery store many a times after processing birds in fact, I took Frankie to the eye doctor this last year. When we were doing the chickens, and I realized once we got to the doctor's office that I had like blood sprayed, like somebody had taken a fine mist of like aerosol just right across my face. And I was like, yep. It's like I'm covered in blood, but I've done that a million times and people sometimes look at me funny, but whatever. You're not gonna be in timeout for spamming. I honestly didn't see if you asked a question or said something, "I love cows," so I tried to go back and look, but I still didn't see it, so I don't know what I missed. Sorry. Um, Found out Monday that my cholesterol level was 242. Doc said cut out red meat, eggs, bacon, butter, and whatever for and butter for 90 days. Now I'm waiting for you guys to start talking about bacon and butter. That's funny because that's actually kind of what Friday's video that I'm working on right now is about. So a little bit about that, to be honest. No deer, no eats. I know. She's working on it, David. I promise. Woo. Hi, B. Patton. That's right. Hopefully she will get I always tell her, go catch a deer. So new moon is the 13th of this month. Yep. It's waning already. Yep. I love cows. I got a lot of buckles and banners, and it's funny that you say you like Highland cows because my mom loves those things. Oh, that's cool. My back is much better. Thank you, James Hall. Um, Much better. Back down to my normal status quo level of about a 3 right now, between a 3 and 4 right now. It's still a little tender, but it's not, I mean, I can function and move around and do stuff, and I've only been walking on the treadmill, though. I haven't gone back to running yet because I wanna make sure it's fully happy and okay before I start trying to run again. Um, oh, 'cause you show cows, that's awesome. Woo. Sorry, guys, I got my comments, somehow behind, and now, Oh, thank you, Paul, I got it now, we're good. Woo. He said he was gonna be a few minutes behind me, but, you know how the diva is. I think he may have gotten roped into building the float for the FFA for Frankie for school. I don't have confirmation on this, but I overheard a piece of a conversation that I assumed was with the FFA teacher about building, which he had said he would help build the outdoor classroom for the FFA. But I heard something about it needs to be sturdy enough for them to stand on. So my mind went to it must be something about the float. I still could be totally wrong. I don't know, but I haven't had a chance to talk to him because he's been locked in his office. So I don't know. We'll see if he comes out. Bacon fried in butter, but that would be good. Used to be able to get deep fried bacon and chocolate covered bacon and all that. Like we used to have the big fair out where we used to live, the big county fair. They had different themes every year, and one year the theme was bacon. One year, like it wasn't just bacon, but like they had a cute title for it. I forget what it was, but the theme was bacon. So every single food cart that like is famous for their, funnel cakes or whatever. Every single one had some kind of bacon infused added to food. Every single one. Some of the things were definitely a hit and some were definitely a miss. So there's that. Do with that what you will. um, I don't know what I just missed. I missed something. I don't know. Sorry, guys. I'm struggle bussing with my thing here. I actually do have an Anatolian puppy. I don't have it yet, but I have it. Um, so I am set on that. It's not quite ready to go yet, mainly because it's still being birthed. But I do have one. It will be coming in a couple of months. Rodney says Frankie's starting to have a southern accent. Before long, she'll sound like Jennifer Rogers from Timifer. It's funny. It comes and goes. Like when she comes right home from school, or if she's been like with her Mississippi friends, it can be real, real thick. And then other times it's not. It kind of like cuts in and out. And sometimes it's certain words and whatever. So it's a real choppy southern accent sometimes. But we'll see if it sticks or not. Yeah, deep fried butter on a stick, David. That's right. You can get all those crazy things. 9 pregnant mama Highlands now. Do not acres. Don't tempt me with a good time. Let me know if you're interested in a calf next spring. Mike would kill me because I wouldn't want to eat it, and he doesn't want me to have useless animals. But in my view, no animal is useless because they bring me joy. So I would collect all of the quadruped puppies if I could. That is my kind of fare too. That's right, Auntie Anne. It was a fun one if memory serves. That was a few years ago, but kosher bacon knish. That's right, the dog catcher. Chocolate covered bacon. Actually, that one was one of the ones that was kind of a disappointment because they stuck it in the freezer. So you couldn't even bite it. It should have been like refrigerated and not frozen. I think they just like miscalculated. Because you can't like it was like biting into a rock. It wasn't, and it didn't taste like anything because it was just all frozen. So, it is what it is. Um, Sorry guys, I'm way behind on the comments. I'm trying to catch back up because somehow I don't know how I got this far behind, but I did. Bacon pancake popsicles, only hot, not frozen. That is interesting. Couldn't you just have like a bacon pancake on a stick, almost like a corn dog? I feel like that would just be more of like a corn dog pancake on a stick. I don't know. Oh my Lord, Paul, I can't say that. I want a tiny teacup Yorkie for Tim and you to love. Oh, Dina. I think I did say that our next inside dog would be small, but I don't know. I think I just want, I don't know if I want necessarily a small dog, but I want a dog that's not going to shed like crazy because it's a constant battle for me with the hair. Constant battle. So I don't know. I've always wanted like a greyhound or like a Great Dane. Great Dane actually would be my ideal. I would love to have a Great Dane because they are just big, cuddly puppies and they're they don't really shed and yeah. Bacon s'mores in a caramello reduction glaze. Now you're getting fancy. I love it. I'm all about the useless animals. I will have a cow puppy. Yes, I want one too. I know. Well, talk to Junod Acres there with all those pregnant heifers out there. He's gonna have some babies. Whoop whoop. Just get it sit and tell Mike after it's already there. Yeah. I think I have I mean I have done that before. Like no way, my newest little kitty out there. That was sort of a I have a cat now. But I think that getting a cat on my birthday should be an annual thing because Bunko I got at the Bunko game that was like the week of my birthday. And then No Way was my birthday dinner celebration at No Way Jose. So I feel like every year the cat distribution system should just bring me a cat. I feel like that's a given. And I'm okay with that. Like I'm good with it. So that's what I feel like. Just well-fed pets. That's right. Exactly. You gotta love it. All right. I'm trying to get back down to where I'm. You had a chow and she never shed, just had to brush her a lot. Loose hair would stay under her coat. Yeah. Ooh, there we go. Yeah. Okay. I'm good now. I think I'm caught back up. Woo. Lord have mercy. Your daughter has a Great Dane? Yeah. I've always thought about those are kind of cool, but I don't know. Any turkey hunting down there, and have you seen any on your property? West House, yes, actually. Right now, it's not turkey season here, um, but we did catch some really nice big toms with nice long beards. They were probably, I would say, probably around 4 years old, roughly, and they were out by the corn feeder, and Mike caught them on the trail cam. So that was really good because last year we didn't see any. And we'd seen them like around in the area, but none on our property. And I would love for there to be more turkeys on the property because I love birds. So bring me all the birds. Rodney says Bunko is a very cool cat with personality. He cracks me up. If I'm out there and I call him, he comes, he follows me all around. He'll come up until he reaches me to let me know, like, hey, I'm coming, I'm almost there, my little legs are short. Because sometimes I'll just hear him and I'll look and he's like running at me like from across the pasture, like, I'm coming. So he's funny. But then No Way is like, she takes off after morning coffee. She decides she's had enough cuddles. I don't see her again until it starts to get dark out. And then she wants loves on the porch for a little while. And then she stays there all night. But she does not come. I don't see hide nor hair of that cat until I don't see her during the day at all. Bunko, he's in and out all day. In and out. Not in and out of the house, but in and out of like, around where I can see him and whatever. But it's kind of funny. She just takes off. Tim is watching at home. I just dropped babies off. Love y'all, Sid. All of you too. Drive safe. Ivy's family factum. Howdy, howdy, y'all. Back to good. Says hello, Mike Birch. Hello to Mike Birch. You're welcome, Dana. You're welcome. You're welcome. Ivy's family factum. We just got back in from the blind. Still no meat for the freezer camp, though. Oh, I know. I don't know what area are you in? What state or what area? Because different areas kind of pop off at different times. So, like further north is, the temperature's a little different. It's more people are getting them there. Ours is usually more like December. It really pops off here. And there's actually, where did I forget? I think my neighbor told me about it. But I think it was at the guy that fixes like ATVs and stuff. I can't think of his name right now, but I think it was him that had like the plaques, or he told me about that. I can't remember. But anyway, there was this whole thing about like the first deer of the season, and it's like almost always in like the first week of December. And somewhere there's like a plaque with it. I can't remember where they like added on. I'm getting the story partially wrong, but if memory serves, that's the deal. Oh, let me back up for here. Neil S said, did Mike find any new toys Friday at the sale? Yes. So Mike did go to Gary's Gun and Pawn on Friday for their big Black Friday sale. Was that Friday that we went? Yeah, it was Friday. And we went with Jen and Will, and he got Frankie a new shotgun and some lowers, I think, and some ammo. So I mean, it wasn't a new shotgun, it was used. The sale was mostly on their used guns. So he got that for not cheap, but like a good price, no things like that are cheap anymore ever. A little warmer in Arkansas. Hi, our mountain home. What is crack-a-lackin', Jenna Wiley? Sorry, I'm a little, again, I got behind. This is what happens when I'm by myself. It's really hard to keep up with the comments and to answer questions and still scroll, but I am doing my best, guys. That's right. Do what Mel says. SLR says, don't be a bum, hit that thumb. That's right. Exactly. Exactamundo. Oh, that's right. He didn't get the ammo. He was going to get the ammo, and then Will said he'd gotten the case and he was going to buy some from Will. That's right. But he did get the shotgun and the lowers. Yeah. She's not listening.
No, she's like,
she says no. I'm going to get ammo. Oh, gotcha. Let me move over first. Oh, my word.
I was going to get ammo. Will talked me out of it.
Yeah.
My beard needs brushed. combed.
Well, you had all that time to get ready. You took an extra
I've been at
30
work.
minutes. Okay. Oh, so are you like building the float now?
No,
No, that's not what I heard on the phone.
no, that was me talking to her agriculture teacher
About the outdoors.
about the outdoor classroom.
I heard, well, it has to be sturdy enough. They're all going to be standing on it. And I thought, oh, he's building the float now.
Now we're building some outdoor tables, but it's at the right between the middle school and the high school, and kids are going to climb on them, so they got to be sturdy. Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I have no idea how that's gonna. I haven't even started to wrap my brain around that, but it's probably going to include a lot of concrete.
So those of you that don't know, our mountain home, Jen and Wiley, they had a little bit of a mishap yesterday, and there was a little bit of a situation. The kids are safe and everything, but a lot of their stuff was a total loss, like clothes and things that were in the bus, like just trashed. So not good. So
I had not heard about this yet.
That's because you didn't join the thing. He refuses to download the GroupMe app.
I just haven't.
He's like,
I'm like, man, I got to download an app in order to be part of the group again.
So,
I'm not part of the group anymore.
And then if I don't remember to tell him stuff, then
I'll download the doggone app.
He doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Timothy is in the house. What's going on, Timothy?
I talked to him on the phone yesterday.
I know, you told me. Or I gathered. You didn't tell me. You told me a story, and I gathered.
Oh, don't tell that story.
I'm not going to tell the story. Just know that I know, Tim.
Yeah.
Just know that I know. I won't rat you out. Don't worry.
Thunderstick. I wouldn't download it. Everything's an app now. I actually did. I did download an app this week, so I shouldn't complain. I almost never add.
At least everything happened when the kids were out, so everybody was safe. Yes. He does need to join to defend himself. I told him that too.
I know. Well, she tells me, she's like, Tim's bashing on you. I'm like, Tim's always bashing on me. That's how he makes himself feel better, is by bashing on others. So that's fine.
With love.
It's all good.
Bash with love.
It's all good.
Oh my word.
I get it. It's all fun.
It is.
Yeah, no, he, even on the phone call, he managed to bash me a little bit about the 6.5 Creedmoor. But I get it.
I don't know why I have such a hate on for that gun. I don't get
Ignorance.
It.
Lack of knowledge.
I will say this. I bought him that gun as a gift, and I thought that was very nice of me.
Well, you knew exactly what I wanted.
Well, yes.
At the time.
But still.
And I'm a 308 guy, going back old school, But I was intrigued by the ballistics of the 6.5, and I wanted one. And after getting one, I'll tell you, it's awesome. I'm not saying it's better than a 308. I'm not going to say that. But it's as good, and it's the tool I'm using. So
that's right.
Yeah, a 6.5 will destroy a shoulder. Thunderstick, here we go. Not a fan of the 6.5, 308 or a 5.56. Well, 308 and 5.56 are not in the same category.
Ivy's family says nothing wrong with the 6.5.
The 308, a 270, a 6.5 Creedmoor, a 30-30, a 30-06. Those are all in the 30 caliber class. And a 5.56 is like it's closer to like a 22-250.
So Jen just said that. So when we went to the Gary's Gun and Pawn on Friday, Will found a not Duck Dynasty, Duck Commander, Duck something. What is it?
To you, it was Duck Dynasty.
I know. I was teasing him that he bought a Duck Dynasty gun, but I know that wasn't what it was. I was just giving him a hard time. Duck Commander. No, that's the thing that he found
a 12 gauge.
Something. It was one of the Duck somethings.
Yeah. Whatever.
Anyway, and he was like, "I'm gonna resell it." And then Jen just said he finished cleaning it up, and now she doesn't think he's gonna sell it because he really likes it, which is what he said. He's like, "He's not gonna sell that."
I would if I was him, because of the deal he got it and what he could sell it for. But I know him; he's not gonna sell it. Ivy's family. Yes. Each caliber has its own uses for many things. Still a 30-30 fan. Hey, we're all 30-30 fans. Tim will chime in there right with you and say 30-30 is a great gun too. Especially, you know, inside of a couple hundred yards. It's got a lot of knockdown. I mean, I probably killed more deer with a Model 94 30-30 Winchester than probably anything. Although by next year, after this year and next year, another couple seasons, I'll have caught up. But in my ute, that was my rifle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jen's like, yes, I vote to sell it.
James Hall, yeah, 30-30 Marlin with a scope. Yeah, so the Marlin 30-30, for those of y'all don't know the
Hi,
difference,
Butler
has a
Family Farm.
side eject. And the Winchester 30-30 has a top eject. So if you feel like you need to put a scope on your 30-30, which is a brush gun, but still, if you want to put a scope on it, Marlin's probably better suited for that than the Winchester. Yeah. The 303.
I love all calibers respectively. I'm amosexual. That's funny. I love that.
Yeah, I don't know the 303, Paul. Maybe that's a British thing. I don't know everything about all calibers. No, I'll tell you that. Yeah, Model 94 30-30. There you go, Tim. There's one rifle we can agree on. That's awesome. We found some common ground, brother.
I feel like you're still.
You don't want to be close to me?
No,
I have cooties.
but you're like half out
That's
of the
all right.
frame.
Let's see here. Neil S has never shot a 30-30. Uses a 270 and a 243. 270 is a great gun. 243 is getting a little small in diameter. I mean, but still, I mean, it's still a deer killer all day long. Yeah.
I mean, if you get close enough, a baseball bat will do the trick. But you know, like, it's not ideal.
303 was a rimfire. Man, I'm gonna go Google that tonight. That sounds like you about sent me down a rabbit hole, Paul. I'm definitely interested in learning about that. Oh, it's an Enfield. Okay. I mean, I'm familiar with some of the Enfield stuff, but not that one. That's cool. Thunderstick Googled it.
That I don't speak that language. Jen and I were laughing when we were at the gun store. We're like, yeah, it's a Bushwhack 4255, and it's a we're just making up names.
It's
and
a 30 caliber
because we don't know. I mean,
rimfire. Yeah, I have never seen that. I've never seen it. Sounds cool. Just, I mean, probably not as near as efficient as some of the newer 30 calibers, but still cool. I'll check it out. Tim, 22, 6.5, and 243 are all cute guns. That's cool. That's cool. Hey, you know, I'll tell you what, Tim. Here's what we're gonna do. When you come down here for the 4th of July party, I want you to bring the rifle that you will perform the best at, and we'll come up with a competition in advance so that everybody knows what it's going to be. But it's probably going to be something that's going to include shooting out to 400 yards. So we'll probably start at like 100 yards, go out to 200 yards, and then go out to 400 yards, and then come back to 100 yards and see if you can get back on zero. Like no test shots in between. You shoot your 100-yard group or your 100 shots single shot, then you shoot, then you immediately switch to 200 yards, adjust as necessary, test your own skills and your rifle, and then do the same thing out to 400 yards, and then come back to zero and see where we're at. Ooh. We'll make it like a 6 or 7 round competition. Something. We'll come up with some rules that everybody agrees on, whoever everybody is. I know Frankie will do it. Frankie will be in for it. You never shot longer
than 150 yards in his life.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That just means that you're getting inside of a good range with a deer. But you know what? It's time. If you're gonna own a 308, you're gonna need to shoot some distance.
And probably if you're gonna talk that much crap, that you probably
no. I mean, look. Uh, If he's getting inside of 200 yards and killing deer consistently, that's good. There ain't nothing wrong with that. But if you're going to have a 308, practice shooting some distance just for the heck of it.
Why not?
Why not?
We're gonna set up a cool little what do you call it? Gun range thing. Firing line.
Yeah, I think
Target
I'm thinking
situation.
of, we've got a spot. Tim, you know the spot down by the culvert, just east of where the culvert is. There's some woods there, and there's a low spot, and then it goes uphill. And I want to build like a couple of benches down there in the low spot and put our targets up the hill, like starting at 7 yards and going out to like 30 yards, all for like, sidearms and, whatnot. But then we have another spot right now set up that's 200 yards where Frankie and I have been practicing before deer season. Yeah, Frankie shoots 200 yards. Eat your heart out, Tim.
Ivy says you don't shoot. You don't shoot guns when you're under the water, do you, Tim?
Oh, Submariners.
That's a good one.
Mike Webb's shooting 500 to 1,000. That's some shooting, dude. I shot 600 when I was in the military. I shot the All Navy competition a couple years in a row, and we only go out to 600 yards. So I've never shot. I mean, I've never shot with a purpose beyond 600 yards. And when I was shooting 600 yards, you got to understand, I was a young man with really good eyes. I would not try to shoot 600 yards today, probably. Of course, I was shooting an M1 Garand with open sights at 600 yards. Now I've got a 32 power scope, so with a 50 millimeter optic. Yeah, I might try. Yeah. Used to shoot for the Army back in the early 80s. Wow, the Army used the Enfield 303? Really? Oh, the British Army. Oh, that's Paul Honeyman I'm reading. Okay. All right, British Army. All right, that makes sense. Tim used torpedoes when he was underwater. That's right. It's hard to miss with a torpedo, but you can. Honestly, unless you don't spend Glenn and Shannon Salty life. Honestly, unless you don't spend a lot of your time year round, you don't need to be shooting over 250 yards. Hey, listen, I agree. In fact, Frankie,
you're not invisible, Auntie Anne. We see you. We love you.
Frankie has practiced at 200 yards, but this last weekend, Sunday, matter of fact, she passed up a chance to shoot a doe at 200 yards. She just wasn't feeling it. And she did, however, moments later get her first coyote. So that was exciting. And that was at about 120 yards.
She spun him right round, baby. Right round.
She did. That coyote was moving. I'm going to tell you. Did you tell the story already?
I did not.
Okay, I'm going to tell you all the story. So this coyote was moving. And I said, Frankie, that's a coyote. I think the deer hunt's over. If you can take that thing, take it. And she said, I can. Safety's off. And I was like, of course she's all fired up. And then he decided to go. And he was headed and it was thick brush. And he was 4 feet from the brush moving when she pulled the trigger. And so she caught him in the flank. Like if it'd been a deer, it would have been a bad shot. It was a gut shot. But it spun him like a tornado. He didn't make it. He did get into the brush. We didn't get him to get a picture with it, but he didn't make it. That cute little 6'5" Creedmoor tornadoed his hiney.
Ridge Life says, I say we put 3 rifles out and take turns with each and do best 5 ring scores, total shooting each 5 times.
Put 3 rifles out, take turns with each, and do best 5
So everybody
ring
takes
score.
15 shots, is what I'm understanding.
Yeah, 15 shots.
5 on each rifle.
So are you shooting? Because I'm used to shooting like 3-round groups with a rifle. So you want to do 5. So I say, okay, if you do 5, then you get to delete 1. Right? So if you got a flyer, you get to delete it. Or no. I say if you got a flyer, delete it. So shoot 5 rounds, delete the furthest one, and measure your 4-round group. or shoot 3 rounds and measure your 3-round group. No chance to delete anything.
Oh, he actually made deer jerky this week, Tim.
He said it has the coyote jerky.
I know.
I did make some deer jerky this week. It's pretty good.
It was really good. He had some deer pieces that he had stuck aside that he was going to make jerky with, and then he hadn't gotten around to it, and so he just made it, and that's really good.
Yeah. Okay, 5-round groups. Well, that's Paul, not Tim. Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying, Paul. When you start shooting too many shots, so here's the thing.
Hi, Wanda.
For those of y'all that understand ballistics, as the barrel heats up, it loses accuracy.
We shoot 15 over their rifles, over 3 rifles, keep best 5, and compare total score.
Oh, keep best 5. Okay. Yeah, because as a barrel heats up, Paul, it loses accuracy. So, you know, your cold shot, your first shot, when you take your rifle out and you fire it with a cold barrel, that's how that rifle is going to perform.
Said, hey, Mike, just make sure when you do the challenge that all the gun barrels are the same time.
Yeah. So that's where I'm going with that. So that's why when somebody
we need
starts
a bucket
telling
of
me,
ice water afterwards.
no, don't do that. When somebody starts telling me, you know, they want to shoot too many rounds in a competition, you start getting flyers that are beyond your skill. Like everybody can get a flyer, but the rifle is going to start throwing flyers as that barrel temperature increases.
Yes, what's going on, Tree Haven?
Yeah. Ivy wants to know, are you using targets with numbered rings? Oh, is that what you're saying? Numbered rings. Okay. I'm not as big a fan of going with numbered rings personally as I am with measuring a group. So let's say we pull 3. Let's say we use your rifle, my rifle, and Frankie's rifle, and all 3 of us are competing. So I'm going to shoot your rifle. You're going to shoot my rifle. She's going to shoot your rifle. Right. All those. Instead of adjusting the rifle and changing just the tightest group, right? That for me, it's about the tightest group, because if I'm shooting a tight group over here and the bull's over here, I know I can adjust that over to the bull. It's about the tight group without having to adjust the rifle.
Liquid nitrogen jacketed barrel.
Somebody's telling a joke.
That's aggressive.
I mean, now you're just making brittle steel. It's going to blow up in your face.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't want to do that.
I just think you just put it in some cold water right afterwards. It's fine. It won't warp it or mess it up.
You don't ever want to take anything from too hot to too cold.
I know. That was a joke. Yeah. Did you leave your sense of humor in your office tonight?
Man, what a day. Whew. It was a big admin day for me. Just like, those are not my favorite days.
That's right. Linda Peterson says, smash that like button. Smash it hard. Comment. Ring their bell. Ding, ding, ding. Or ring, ring, ring. I don't know why I said ding, ding, ding.
Now, when we were shooting the All Navy, it was about the ring. It was about the number. Because you're out, but you're out at 600 yards and you got these giant 6-foot targets, and you got a shooter and a spotter, and you hit your target goes down. Then somebody down in the pit below puts a plug in your bullet hole, and then they put a plug on the outside of the target that's a bigger marker plug that tells you where to look. So now the spotter looks and he can say, 9 ring, whatever, 9 o'clock. So now you can try to adjust. Now, if you're trying to adjust from the 9 ring at 600 yards with open sights, just keep shooting the same spot you were just shooting at. You're probably on. But that was at long range. When you're inside of 200 yards, I think just tightest group. That's what you're focused on. It's the tightest group. What do I think of the 6.5 Creedmoor PRC and the 300 PRC? I have no familiarity with the 300. I don't even own a 300 blackout, which you'd think with this shirt I would own a 300 blackout. I thought about getting one, but I don't plan on doing any close quarters combat anytime soon, and that's really what that's made for. So no, but 6.5 Creedmoor, I love it as much as I love the 308. I'll say the ballistics are different. The 6.5 Creedmoor performs better than the 308 outside of 400 yards. The 308 has more knockdown at 200 yards and inside that deer hunting range. But when you're hitting something with a Mack truck, how much more knockdown do you need, right? So it's like, okay, the 308 has more knockdown at 200 yards than the 6.5 Creedmoor, but I mean, that just means it has more than enough. You know what I'm saying? So
Paul Honeyman says, Jess, you beat Tim with a dozer video. I love it.
Oh man, I bet at this point we could probably put out a dozer video before Tim.
Probably.
Like I could go, like there's stuff around here I could do with a dozer.
Yeah,
for sure.
that's true. That's accurate.
Yeah.
Mama B, Possum Run Homestead.
Just got home.
No
All right. Well,
worries,
welcome
no
home.
worries.
Welcome home.
You'll have your internet soon, and you won't have to leave to go to the store and sit in the parking lot to do your live.
Kangaroo and
squirrel hunting with a
turkey.
slingshot is my newfound challenge. I love it.
That's a challenge for sure. I mean, trying to get inside a wrist rocket or slingshot range of a squirrel, that's some skill right there.
You gotta dress like a big nut and sit very still.
Yeah, they don't like you to get too close to them.
You know what's funny is I watched Bunko the other day. He saw a squirrel and he got really excited. And it was over by the big pine tree and he was on the porch and he's watching it. And I could tell he was trying to gauge the size of it. Like, is it too big for me to go pounce on it right now? And he watched it the whole time until it finally went up the tree. But he was thinking about it.
It would have given him a run for his money.
Yeah.
6.5 Grendel, Glenn
like
and Shannon. I have not fired that round. I'm familiar with it, but I have not fired it. It's not mainstream enough for me. I'm not that guy that's a gun collector. I don't like to just have a lot of guns, even if they're good guns. Like I don't have a 7mm Magnum. You know why? Because it's harder to find ammo for it than it is a 6.5 Creedmoor or a 30-30. 308's another one that ammo's pretty available for, so it makes sense. But I've just never been that guy that wants to have all the calibers. I want to have a whole bunch of things in the same caliber. Like when we were getting Frankie a deer rifle, I recommended a 243, and I said, look, for the next couple of years, a 243 would be a great rifle for you, and you can grow into. And she was like, well, why don't you have a 243? I was like, it's a little light, and she's like, well, then I want a 6.5 Creedmoor. Plus, shouldn't we have the same ammo? And I was like, yeah, now you're thinking like my kid. More guns with the same ammo.
There you go.
I like it.
If being a nut makes you kill more squirrels, then I'll have enough for the whole country. There you go. I love it, Anthony. I love it.
Yeah, Glenn, '06. I mean, '06 has been a great round since World War II, and before, and it'll be a great round long after I'm gone. I don't see it going away. It's got a little bit of a punch to it, Like I said, it's it might be a little overkill for some whitetail scenarios, but
yeah, Mama V says
yeah,
she has
whatever.
a 243, like a little lighter feel.
Yeah.
243's
definitely got less recoil, but it's also a little smaller in diameter and it's got less knockdown. So, anytime you gain something, you sacrifice something, and as long as you know what you're sacrificing and what you're gaining, and that's okay with you. Look, 243 will kill deer all day long. All day long. Tim and I were talking on the phone the other day. There's probably been more deer killed with a 22 long rifle than any rifle out there. So, of course, anything bigger than that will work, Not that I've ever done that. All your handguns are 9mm. Yeah. That's another one people will debate on all day long, 9 versus 10 versus 40 versus 45. A lot of people still on the 380 kick, and I'm a 9 guy, but a lot of people are on the 40 bandwagon, and some people are on the 10mm bandwagon. I do have a 45. I don't own a 380. I don't own a 10mm. I don't own a 40. I got a lot of 9mm.
Thank you, Jay Horse Girl. This is Marty. He's my inside kitty. He's pretty.
His family would love to have a 243. Yeah, I mean, it's a great rifle. Yeah, where's Bunko? Bunko's
He's
outside.
outside. He got in twice in the last couple of days though. He doesn't like the cold. And so if it's cold or if it's raining, he tries to, if you crack that door open, he will come running in. And then sometimes if he can hear that I'm in the kitchen, if he's on the porch, he'll come over and smack the doorknob on the front door and like to let me know like, hey, I'm out here. You could let me in. He's never spent a night inside this house. Like, but he's still determined.
Yeah, Martine.
Yeah, Martine.
A 270 short mag. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is. But like I said, there's plenty about firearms that I don't know. I mean, I know what I know, everyday carry is a Ruger Max 9. Yeah, my everyday carry is actually a Ruger LC9S. It's a striker version of the LC9. It's really compact, and I mean, I like it. I like it. I have been thinking about getting a Glock. There's one model of Glock. I think it's called the 43X. Tell me if I'm right about that. Is that a Glock number 43X?
He does not do any reloading, Butler Family Farm.
I've held that Glock at the gun store, and I liked it. The one they had was not set up to put optics on, so I didn't get it because I want to get the one that I can put the optics on easily. So the fact that I walked away and didn't buy it that day, I may never buy it. I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty happy with my current everyday carry. And the thing about an everyday carry is if you have too many everyday carries and you bounce around from one to another and they have different ergonomics and different trigger pull and everything about them is different, you're not doing yourself any favors. In my opinion, stick to one or two everyday carries and shoot them. Make sure you have muscle memory with them. It's super important. You want to have to be thinking about things if you ever need to pull out an everyday carry, which hopefully none of us ever will. But if you ever do, there's a whole list of things that you don't want to have to think about. You want the muscle memory there because you've trained with it, right? Super important.
That's right.
If you got like 9 different cool, awesome everyday carries and it's like, oh, today I'll take this one, man, I hope you don't ever need to use it. M&P Shield Plus. I have an M&P Shield. That's what it is. I do have an M&P Shield, and I like it. And I actually have an inside the waistband holster for it that I got from Eclipse. And it certainly could be an everyday carry. It's slightly bulkier than the one that I personally like, and so I stick to that.
Couple minute warning. That's right. Couple minute warning.
Ridge Life got handguns in 22, 25, 380, 9, 40, 357. Oh, that's right. I do have a 357. I forgot about that. I do have a 357. And I do have a few 22s. So I lied. It's not only 9s. But I don't own a 380. I'm against it. A 380 for me is just why? Why? I mean, you're either going to go a 22 or go all the way up to a 9.
No worries, Jen.
Or bigger, right? Yeah, Lovely Hitchhiker, Glock 40, everyday carry. Yeah.
Guys, it's about that time. Hopefully, I think Mel is, well, I don't know. I'm assuming they're still planning on going live. I know she's having some glitches. Maybe they got it worked out, or she's going to use a plan B to at least get through tonight's live. But go over there and show them some love, of course. And then you got Empty Homestead. Hey, no worries. No worries. Empty Homestead's in the house. Then they're up at 8 o'clock. And then you got Brian from Vineyard Farmhouse on later tonight. And he's got a big collab on tonight that he's excited about. So there you have it, guys. So go tell Mel to take a deep breath and try not to throw her computer up against the wall.
Just bounce in there with a big old love ray.
That's right, because we've all been there with our computers. We know. So, anyway, guys, we appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight for Mike's gun talk. Apparently,
Oops. Yeah, that wasn't planned.
that's okay. And Marty says kisses. He just gives kisses. So, everybody have a good night. Thank you all for hanging out with us. We appreciate you.
And Tim, let's work out the details on that competition. Safety's off.
There you go. I got a cat butt in my face.